Hey everybody, it's Miss Mary and welcome back to my channel. If you guys would like to see how I transform my bathroom counter space from this to this, please keep watching. I'm going to show you guys how I installed these clear acrylic shelves for my skincare to really help declutter. So for starters, these are what the shelves look like straight out of the packaging. I had ordered these off of Amazon and they come with the 3 shelves, anchors, screws, and also some instructions here, which were pretty simple, not very detailed, but nonetheless, they were easy to follow. Here are the tools that I used to help me install these shelves. First, I have this leveler that I ordered off of Amazon. And second, I've got the drill. This drill was gifted to me a few years ago and it's very handy. I suggest everyone have a drill, especially with moving and installing lots of things in your house. It comes in handy. And then here are the different size drill bits that I have to drill holes in the wall when I'm ready. So here's a clip of me showing you guys me comparing the size of the anchors to the drill bit that I wanted to use. I did end up choosing the smallest one first, but I did size up afterwards, which is better anyway, so that you don't have any issues with the hole in the wall being too big. So as you see here, I went with the 3rd drill bit over. So now as you see, I'm just getting a visual of where exactly I would want my shelves to sit and how high I would want them. And once I figured that out, I'm just using a pen to mark exactly where the holes in the shelves sit. I haven't even pulled out my leveler yet for this step, but this was just for me to have an idea of how high I wanted my shelves to be. So now in this next clip, I'm going in with my 2 shelves to visualize how far apart I'm going to want them to be. As you can see, I've got my leveler in place and I've already marked the holes on the bottom, so I know exactly how I want to line things up. Now I'm going in and drilling my first hole, and it was kind of hard at this angle since I'm right up against the wall to get the proper angle drilling in, but anyways, I figured it out. And I believe this was a smaller drill bit that I showed you guys at the beginning, so I will end up drilling twice to size up. But yes, here I am just drilling a hole straight into the wall where I marked. And then here I'm laughing because I realized I didn't move any of my makeup out of the way. So I got drywall all over my makeup brushes. And so I had to take a minute and kind of clear everything out. That's something you would think I would do from the beginning, but clearly I'm not all there. So now I'm just going ahead and pushing the anchors that I have into the hole that I've drilled into the wall, which are those little plastic pieces that you saw at the beginning with the nails. And so I push that in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start drilling my second hole to get that going. And again, you can't see it in the video, but I have a pen that's marked exactly where I'm gonna drill. There you see I'm struggling again with the angle that I want to drill in to make sure that I'm holding it straight. Because if you've drilled anything, you know it's easy to move out of the way and like drill at the wrong angle. So I was just trying to make sure I had it right. And then here I'm pushing in an anchor into that second hole that I've drilled. And I will be showing you guys a close-up as well. I didn't have a hammer, so I'm using the bottom of my drill to kind of pound the anchors in the rest of the way. Now here's that close-up where you can see the anchor flush with the wall versus popping out. So you want to have the anchor flush to the wall, which is why I use the bigger drill bit. Okay, so now I've got the anchors in place. I've switched my drill bit to the screw tip, I guess you can call it. And I put my screw in place. So now I'm just screwing in the one side of the shelf and just using the drill to get that all the way flush to the wall. So here, it was kind of weird with the angle because there's a edge on the shelf. So I was just trying to make sure, once again, that I'm screwing this at a straight angle or as straight angle as possible. So yeah, you can see I'm just trying to make sure I can get it as straight and flush to the wall as possible. Like, OMG, this struggle. I promise this isn't as hard as it looks if I'm making it look difficult at all. I just was really up against the wall, so it was kind of awkward for me, especially since I'm right-handed. So now you can see me checking like 50 million times to make sure that I have this leveled and that the other side matches up, which it did. And I have the leveler light or laser still showing there. So I'm just currently trying to make sure everything is straight. On camera, for some reason, it looks like the laser is like aiming downwards, but it was going straight across, I promise. But here I'm just really making sure before I make the permanent decision to drill my next hole. Then once I was fully convinced, I put the next screw in and just went ahead and drilled the second one down. Once again, struggling with this freaking angle. Like, it just looks so awkward how I'm holding the drill, but I promise it was, I don't know. Up against the wall, I think, made things a little more difficult. Like, girl, what are you doing? Please. And by the way, you guys, if you see me talking to someone, I was talking to my friend during this, letting my frustrations out. And then here, I'm just testing out my products here just to make sure everything's sturdy and kind of see my progress. And so everything's looking good, and I'm just going in doing the exact same thing with this second shelf. I'm making my markings. As you can see, I've moved the leveler up. I preferred it at the top of my shelf instead of where I'm making the holes, just because it was easier on my eyes to really measure and make sure that I had everything straight. You can see I turned the light off in the bathroom just so I could really look up to that laser and make sure my holes are in the right place. Rewatching this, I'm like, girl, why are you so serious? But like, I really was serious. And here I am just checking again, because like when you live in an apartment, you do want to make sure when you're drilling holes in the wall that you're being purposeful with it. Now, I say all this as a warning because I still ended up drilling into a piece of metal in the wall. So I ended up doing 4 holes because I had to move the location. So as you can see, this side, everything goes well, easy peasy. I drill right in, takes 2 seconds, and I was making sure, I got all the drywall out of the way. Now, this is the side that had the metal behind it. And so you'll see that I go ahead, try and drill, and I'm looking at the wall like, is this just me? Am I not pushing hard enough? And then once I got closer, I was like, all right, girl, I was trying to figure out if I could like drill down and get around it because I really didn't want to make 4 holes in this flipping wall, but too late. I already made the one on the left, so yeah, you see, I'm pressing the issue. I really did not want to do these 4 holes. You can see in my face, I'm like, freak. Yeah, confusion. Look, you start itching out of nowhere. I'm really like, what? What the heck? I was really stuck for a second. Like, come on. But now you can see I've got the 2 holes under that, and luckily there was no metal under the second hole. There just happened to be a small, tiny piece up there, and I didn't want to risk messing up anything further. So now I've put my anchors in the wall. Here I'm just switching over the drill from the drill bit to the screw tip or whatever it's called, and getting that ready so I can drill in my second shelf. In total, this whole process didn't take very long. And on the difficulty scale, I wouldn't say it's too difficult, but there's definitely room for error. So I just suggest really taking your time and not to rush the process, especially when you just don't want to be making holes willy-nilly in your walls like I did. So yeah, now I'm just lining up the holes on the shelf, making sure everything looks right. This second one went even faster than the first one because it was like, okay, here we go. Easy peasy. So as you can see, drilled in quick onto the next one and drilled that one in too. So second one was much faster. And I'm glad that the second one worked out and I didn't have to make additional holes. I would have been really upset. So now the hardest parts are over. You'll see me just dust off my hands. I am all finished. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take a rag and clean up all the excess drywall that had gotten on the shelves and really wipe everything down pretty good, because I'm gonna be putting my skincare products on there and we don't need any dust, debris, and all of that stuff sitting on there. So just gonna clean that up and make it look nice and pretty. Overall, I'm very pleased with how my shelves look, and I really think they just look sleek and modern and added to that clean look that I like for my bathroom. And it just looks really clean and organized now versus having a bunch of stuff on the counter. I feel like decorating has taken me forever in my apartment, and just bit by bit I'm adding more to it as I get inspired. But there's really no rush when it comes to things like that anyway, especially if you're like me and you don't plan on moving anytime soon. I really hope this video is helpful to all of you, especially people like myself who live alone and might feel a little bit intimidated by installing things like this in your home. I'm here to show you guys it is very much so doable, and the results speak for themselves, because look how these shelves really just transform my space. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you tuned in for the next one. Bye!